back to the podcast. This is episode 4. No longer called the Outpack Podcast. We are calling it the Getting Out There Podcast. The reason why I changed the name, I'll explain soon. But my name is Anthony Grisancic. I'm happy to be back after 1 year ago. I released 3 episodes. And from then, I've just taken a bit of a break, worked through a few things, got the vibe back to get back into this podcast. And here we are today. New chapter, new adventures, new fun, and new stories to tell. My name's Anthony Grisancic. I have 2 kids, Marco and Carla, who are twins, nearly 7 years old. We've been camping since we were about 2 years of age. Since they were 2 years of age, not me. I've probably been camping since I was about 16, but dreaming about it since I was, much younger. I own a Toyota Prado, which is completely stock and currently in the midst of getting a few things done to it after 6 years of ownership. Just looking forward to putting a little bit of money into it after a while of not doing anything to it due to just haven't really required it until now. And also we go camping in a trailer, and I'll load up a tent and all our stuff, and we go off grid or with some friends or a caravan park or anywhere really to enjoy an adventure, get away from everything and enjoy a couple of nights away camping with a fire, with marshmallows, with friends, with food, and a lot of activities. So the reason why I called it Getting Out There Podcast is, conversations over the years with people sort of umming and ahhing about going and camping as much as they really, really want to. Just saying to them, just get out there, just do it. Load up your car, go, borrow some stuff from your friends, do a quick trip down to Kmart, BCF, buy some couple of secondhand things and just give it a try. Even if you try it at a caravan park or even your backyard. All my camping was done in the backyard prior COVID and doing a few trial runs before actually going out for the first time with the kids, and it made it an easier experience. And yeah, from then we've been on plenty of trips, whether it's been from out in the bush ourselves, groups of friends, even the backyard. Some of the funniest things we've ever done was have camping in the backyard, and what you can learn in your backyard really shapes what you're going to do out in the real world when you go camping. With anywhere you go, really, it's probably one of the best staple points to start to learn your journey, what you need and what you don't need. I work in the industry now. I'm in the sales division of a company called Boss Aluminium, and we manufacture trays and canopies and do 4x4 builds, all manufactured in Australia in Kilsyth. It's been great to work in the industry now and actually serving customers that are like myself, who are avid campers or adventurers or even tradies who are looking to put canopies on their utes. It's been great to have that different experience and learn from them as well, as much as some of my experiences have been brought onto my customers. So yeah, it's been interesting to actually be in the industry as well as, do something in my personal time that I enjoy at work as well. So great to have that opportunity. And now the podcast is called Getting Out There, is the term, just getting out there. And how many people just say, lightly, yeah, we're just getting out there this week. And I'm just getting out there. Hey, it's got a nice ring to it. So here we are, new name, new era. Looking forward to the journey. We've got a lot of people who will be discussing things in the industry, whether it be people on YouTube, people that go camping, other people that, who are in the same position as myself, who take their kids or go solo. It's going to be a bit of a journey ahead. I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm quite pumped, to be honest. So let's get into it. My journey of camping when I was a kid, I went when I was younger with my father. We went to Lakes Entrance and did a fishing trip for a couple of days in the back of a VN Commodore. It was so much fun. I never forget it. I've been wanting to go camping since I was a kid, and yeah, it was good to go to that first time there and do some fishing, camp in the rain. We started off with a tent from Race Tent City, back when Race Tent City was around. Best camping shop until got ruined by Macpac. We had a stove from my dad was in the 80s, built the house, and he had left a gas stove still around, and we just cooked and we camped. We did some, fishing and surfing, and yeah, we had a awesome time, and it was so simple. And I think I brought that experience on to my generation. Is, we've got a Oz tent dome tent, and we throw it in the back of a trailer with all our stuff because overloading a car is quite dangerous. And we set up our tent, we set up the gazebo, and we do our camping trip, whether it be just drawing on a table in a caravan park, or we go with our group of friends who've been going through for years, and all the kids playing with one another. Yeah, it's hard work, but the memories I had from it is still ongoing, and they remember. Like, I mentioned the word camping, they've got their bags ready at the front door, even though we're probably not going for 2 months. It's quite funny. But then, I got my solo trips. I do it with a couple of mates of mine. Load up the car with a swag, load up the car differently to going with the family, much less stuff. And we meet at, Coles, do some shopping together. We're all like school kids, just excited and ready to get on the road, talk on the UHF, a bit of banter, a few stops here and there. And we do a bit of full driving, camp somewhere, where no one else is. And yeah, it's absolutely great. My recent trip I did was with my mate Steve, who we went to Dargo. We've been talking about it for years, and New Year's Day, we loaded up the car. We went to Dargo. We had a pub meal, and then we camped along the river there, along the mountains, went full driving, and it was amazingly peaceful. It was a goal that we had, and we achieved it. Yes, we only went one night, because the night we were supposed to stay another night, but that day was of an epic storm coming, and luckily we had a look at the phone to see when the storm was coming, loaded up cars, got home, unpacked, and we had probably one of the most biggest storms we had in Melbourne for a very long time. Hit us pretty hard, so it does take a bit of planning, a bit of winging it, but hell, it's just so fun. It's just enjoyable. And just some of those examples is, what do I pack? What do I do? How do I plan? What do I take? What works? What doesn't work? That's what I want to get into moving forward for these episodes is, and more importantly, what plays in your head when you go camping sometimes, especially if we're in a world where everyone's sort of got something challenged mentally in the head. Sometimes camping, you can go relax and have a few drinks and you'll be fine. But, sometimes when you go camping, it's so quiet and all, sometimes your head can get busier than when it should be more relaxed. Depends on the situation you're in, I guess. So me personally, I love going camping. It does relax me, but, sometimes when you're going to bed, sometimes, swag will make me claustrophobic, and you feel a bit anxious sometimes. I may be the only one saying it out loud, but a lot of people would think it, especially on the first night when you go camping. Most people say is, the first night you sleep the worst because, it's the first night you're sort of away from your normal life of, work and family and everyday things, no matter what situation you're in. And the second night's normally the best one. Or for me personally, I find it challenging going away sometimes because going to sleep sometimes, which is sort of, you're thinking about everything because your mind races, like, you got different plans, different aspirations, especially if you cut off your mobile, if you haven't got any reception. Sometimes, you're so used to having these things around you, and I'm just being completely honest. I found different ways to work through those mental barriers, I guess. Some things work for me is just, doing a bit of breathing. I download the Smiling Mind app. Download all the meditation stuff on my phone. Many different things, and what's completely different to being at home, I guess. Things that work for me is like I said, using the app, going for a walk, being open to my mates to say, hey, listen, this is how I feel sometimes when I'm camping. Sometimes it's hard to say because you're not ashamed, but, everyone's a bit different. Some people are super chill. Some people, not used to it, but just be open to everybody around you and just say, yeah, I do feel anxious going to sleep. you don't want people saying, "Hey, you're all right," every 15 seconds, but it does help because, it sort of takes that guessing game out of others to see your body language or how you're feeling. If you're fidgety, people around you can acknowledge that you are feeling like that and just be a little bit more supportive, or, talk about different things of why you're feeling like that, and the rabbit hole conversations you can have with particular group of friends. Camping, even if you drink or don't drink. I personally don't drink that much camping because, it does set on the anxiety a little bit. That culture, I guess, of previous years is done. Really, I think, and it is a bit of a culture change. Everywhere, sort of, not as many people just go out to get shit-faced and go camping with their mates. It's more of a bonding experience and just having a couple of drinks, but having a laugh, or, even if people aren't talking, just watching a fire crackle sometimes is just all you need, the company you need. And I find that, to me, is probably the most relaxing thing, is knowing my friends around me know that I'm feeling a particular way when I'm camping. Not all the time, but... And, you talk about certain things in life because it's so quiet out when you go away sometimes, the dead of the night, and with a fire and just surrounded by 2, 3 or 4 people, if not 5 or 6 of the same people, just having a yarn can really, really help. But, that relaxing phase it's not an overnight thing. It can take several trips. It can take several conversations prior. I believe the first time I went with camping mate Steve, we spoke to each other. We were friends since high school, and on our first trip, and after that, we kept going on solo adventures, and it was grouse because from one trip you bond and create more friendships, as well as my other group of friends as well that we go with. Yeah, same thing. I had a group of friends from when I was living in Doncaster days, and I'm still friends with them today. I'm going on another trip with them soon, and it's been nearly years since we've been away all together. And that was probably my first camping trip I did 10 years ago out in the Rubicon area. And that was a freak-out trip. I brought a tent when it was 2 degrees. It was fucking freezing. And I went with a rowdy group of mates and just had an absolute good time. It really opened my eyes, and that's when I really started wanting to go more. And, yeah, I told everybody how I felt in that trip, and, yeah, everyone was supportive. It was great. It was good. Everybody helped each other cook. Everybody helped each other clean. We all did, full diving together. We all helped each other out, whether the cars were bogged or, it was like a big team effort. It was so much fun. I still can't wait to go away with them again. So it's not far off, at least. So we'll see how we go. And yeah, I'll even report back from that trip in the episodes to come. So watch this space. Furthermore, further episodes coming up ahead is I'm going to share what I do cooking, how I pack, how I do certain things camping, but also talking to others how they do things. I'm looking forward to having a few conversations with people on YouTube. I won't mention names yet because unless they're sitting here and I've recorded it, they've been and done it. And also just sharing different things on social media as well about the upcoming build. I've got a 2013 Toyota Prado sitting outside that's completely stock still after 6 years, and now I'm starting to do a few things to it after 11 years. Being an 11-year-old car just needs a second life. So there's a few modifications in terms of bull bar, suspension and tyres coming up, which I'm looking forward to sharing with everybody. Honestly, I was looking at a new car for a while, and with the current market and how much cars are now, which are astronomical, not to mention interest rates and the cost of living, I'm going to keep my car and just maintain it and enjoy it for many more years to come. It's a Toyota, so it should go forever as long as I take care of it, and which I have been over the last 6-7 years. And also, I'm looking forward to hearing questions from yourself. So we do have a website where this podcast will be on. So it's gettingouthere.net.au. Also, the email is info@gettingouthere.net.au. So I want to hear some questions. I can ask in questions on Insta. Same thing, getting out there with an underscore at the end. And I'll be reachable and happy to even have you on the show if you want. If you want to be on the show, I'm happy to put you on, have a yarn, have a listen, have some fun, and we'll see what goes from there in terms of the conversation that we can have. What we can go down, rabbit holes we can go down, and go from there. So a few people I want to thank as well is my friend James, who actually recorded the intro and outro music. I want to ask him to name the track. So listen to it, name the track, the best name. We'll sort something out. My friend Ben, who also did all my logos and designs. I had a vision in my head, and he's actually put my vision onto the screen for me, and it looks, for me personally, I love it. And also my friend Simon, who's let me some of the microphone recording equipment over the time. I appreciate, get sort of the cost to start these things can be quite high, and also that little bit of help there, borrowing some equipment, has got me out here and doing it. So moving forward, we'll be releasing episodes fortnightly. We'll be working on different topics and different stories, and even having a bit of a rant, having a yarn, and having a laugh. So I'm looking forward to this new journey. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Looking forward to many more, and get out there, have some fun, enjoy your day, and look forward to the next one. See you. Bye.